Welcome back to our channel.
Thank you so much for taking the time to click on this video.
And since you're already here, please take a second to click that like button right down below. It's the thumbs up button and it only takes 1 second. That helps our channel out a lot by pushing our video out there into the algorithm so that more people can see it. Thank you. Also, you should check out some of our other videos. We do a variety of content on this channel. We do it all on this channel. And if you like the content we make, then consider subscribing to our channel.
We post bi-weekly videos.
Yup, you can expect a video from us every other week, honey. And we'd appreciate it so much if you subscribe because we are on the road to 200 subscribers, 200. Every subscriber counts. So thank you so much for subscribing. What are we doing in today's video, Jordan?
Today, we are going to be rearranging my bookshelf. I have had it looking about the same for probably a little over a year now, so I think it's about time to spice it up.
That's Jordan's bookshelf here, and I'm sitting in front of my bookshelf. Stocked with a lot of Jordan's books, but...
Yeah, and you can see which one is better.
Yeah, mine.
I have some bookshelves in the other rooms as well. So I'm gonna be taking books from those and books from these, rearranging them, mixing them up, moving Funkos, talking about books, talking about the books I'm reading, talking about my favorite books, what I plan to read, all that good stuff.
All right, let's get into the video. Out with the O and in with the no.
The first thing that I'm going to be doing is figuring out what books I want to keep and what books I want to kick to the curb. Well, just put on the other bookshelves. I don't get rid of any books, even if I don't read them. Okay, so this top shelf is...
I'm a floating head.
Yeah. Please. On the top shelf we have the Grishaverse series by Lee Bardugo, my special edition of Shadow and Bone, and A Court of Thorns and Roses. I obviously want to keep the Grishaverse. That is the series that got me back into reading. It is my favorite series. It was a roller coaster of a read last year, so that's staying.
And a big hyperfixation.
Yeah, and then when they canceled season 2 of Shadow and Bone on Netflix...
Devastating.
I can't even talk about it.
Absolutely devastating.
Anyway, we are going to be keeping that. I don't know if it's going to stay on the top shelf, but we're keeping it. And then on this shelf, one of the Funkos we have is Merida from Brave, my favorite Disney Pixar movie, one of my favorite movies ever. I love Scotland. My family's from Scotland.
His ancestors are from Scotland.
Ancestors are family, thank you very much. Yeah, so I do want to keep her out here since she's my favorite. Also on the top shelf we have my book stamp. It says, "From the Library of Jordan Arms," and I use it to stamp my books, to make sure people know that they belong to me. So, onto the second shelf. We have Spice Road, which I also read last year. I want it to stay, because the second one comes out this year, and I want to have it on there. These two books, A Day of Fall and Night and The Priory of the Orange Tree, it's a maybe. It's a 50-50. I don't know if I want to keep them. Legendborn and Bloodmarked, yes, because I read Legendborn this year, and I'm going to be reading the second one soon. And then Children of Blood and Bone and Children of Virtue and Vengeance. I think I want to keep, but if I had to get rid of them and put them on another shelf, I would. My favorite Funko I own, favorite Funko ever. This is the best Funko Pop made in the history of Funko Pops. It is Daenerys on Fiery Drogon. It's amazing. Like, look at this. There's little Daenerys. She has some dirt on her forehead. She's on Drogon breathing fire. This is amazing. This is certainly staying out here, and it will be going on my Daenerys shelf. Also on this shelf, we have a little Black Panther bobblehead Funko. I think I want to keep this out here just because, like, it's really pretty. And I really like it because it's cute, and purple is my favorite color.
Rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman.
We have my salt rock lamp.
And Jordan has licked it himself, so believe it or not, he told me it actually tastes like salt.
It's very salty. Himalayan salt.
Which surprised me. I'm like, did they really make that out of swamp?
Yeah, so if we ever get like run out of salt, we can just get like a grater and just start grating it off onto our food. And then on the middle shelf, we have Lord of the Rings, some J.R. Tolkien books, The Hobbit, Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire, anything in that world. I think I want to keep those. I kind of have a Daenerys shrine on one of my other bookshelves, so we'll see if they're moved there, or maybe some of that stuff is moved in here.
I think the shrine should be out here.
Yeah, because I want more people to see. I want more people to know that I'm dedicated to my queen.
That would eat harder, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh my god, wait, that would be so cute. And I could put the egg like in the middle and like put like candles and like make sacrifices and stuff.
Ooh.
I have a dragon egg, Viserion's egg, which you will be seeing later.
Your favorite of the 3 dragons.
We have this little cup of pens and markers and pencils that I have from college. I didn't realize that nobody used pencils in college. It's all online. So I bought this for nothing.
It's really cute though.
It is really cute.
And it's helpful for me when I want to sneak a little cute note into Jordan's lunch for work.
I love it. I really love it. It's so sweet. Oh, and we have the little Iron Throne box from Pandora that my ring came in. This is my ring. This ring is actually Rhaenyra Targaryen's crown from House of the Dragon. The rightful queen of the 7 kingdoms on her throne, on the Iron Throne, right?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, so basically on these shelves, I want to have more book talk popular books. So when I'm filming my TikToks and I show my bookshelves, people are like, oh my god, I read that book, and then they follow me because of that. Big brain moves. Speaking of which, you can actually follow me on TikTok where I post all about books at Jordan D. Arms. We are going to start rearranging this shelf here. So let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is just taking everything off and figuring out where I want to go from there. So, as I said, I do want to keep Spice Road on the shelf because the sequel is coming out this year. But the problem is, I have 3 editions of Spice Road, so I have to decide which one I want. I have the hardback UK edition. I have the US edition hardback.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah, and I have the Sprayed Edges Fairy Loot edition. So yeah, this one's really pretty. Thinking about keeping this one out here.
Is that your favorite one?
Yeah, definitely. Although I actually prefer the orange arch over the green arch.
Yeah.
But I love the edges.
Would you display the edges or?
I don't know. That's the thing. I want to show the cover. That's
why
why.
I both like cover of that one, edges of that one. You kind of blessable.
Oh, kind of like this.
Big brain.
Wait.
We could try this, yo.
Yeah.
What this guy do?
I agree. Like
Oh,
that.
I like that.
Yeah, and then I can put more books here.
Yeah, and they complement each other. I feel like.
Yeah, that's true. And then poor US edition is going back in the other room. These are 2 books that I have been wanting to add to my shelf out here. It is The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi and The Sword of Kaya. These are 2 very popular book talk books, so I definitely want to put them out here. This is not a set in stone place for them, but this is where they're going for now. I hope it's giving. And as I said before, I want to keep Legendborn and Bloodmarked out here. Because, first of all, I mean, they have gorgeous covers. Even the sides are gorgeous. I love purple. So they're definitely staying out here. I read this book at the beginning of this year, finally, after having it on my shelf for a very long time, months, probably over a year. And, I was missing out. I don't know why I didn't read it sooner, because this book was amazing. It is about a 16-year-old black girl who goes to college early, but then finds out that there's this whole magical organization at the college she's at that's based off of the Round Table and King Arthur and all that. And it is just really cool. There's a lot of cool lore in this, and it's cool just seeing it from a 16-year-old black girl's perspective. And I love it. I definitely recommend this book if you haven't read it. The sequel is Bloodmarked. This one is Legendborn. And I believe the third one comes out, probably not until next year, I don't think. But there's a third one coming out, and a fourth one, but that's probably a really long way away. Spice Road was one of my absolute favorite reads from last year. It is this fantasy book that's set in this magical kingdom. It's a hidden kingdom in a desert where basically they get their magic by drinking tea. And they have their magic just inside this hidden kingdom, but then somehow the secret of their magic gets out. So the main character, Imani, has to go out and find who is spreading the magic outside of the kingdom to the people with no magic. It is really good. There's kind of like rivals to lovers in this, if you like that. I know I did. It is really, really good. And the sequel, Serpent Sea, comes out this September. Actually, I think I'm going to move this entire shelf down one because I realized that I want this one to be the Daenerys Shrine because it has my salt lamp and it'll kind of look like fire, like dragon fire. So we're gonna do that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, thank you. First and foremost, we have the most important addition to this shelf. The Viserion Dragon Egg. Look how gorgeous and detailed this is, and it's kind of shiny and sparkly. Viserion is my favorite dragon because there's a theory that she's a female dragon and that she's going to carry on Daenerys' legacy by having more baby dragons. So I think that's really cool. I had an idea to have this as the centerpiece, but like it's kind of the same size as the salt lamp, so I might move it to this side. I think that would be really cute. And then I could have like a book. Oh wait, that's perfect. Oh my god, I can have a book in the middle and then Daenerys on her throne in the middle too. I have this gorgeous, gorgeous book, The Rise of the Dragon by George R. R. Martin. It's basically a illustrated edition of what happens in House of the Dragon and the Dance of the Dragons. So this is definitely going to be the centerpiece, the center book in the back. Yes, that is gorgeous. There's right there. And then my other Daenerys Funko right there. Let me see if I can get the actual A Song of Ice and Fire series on this shelf. The final Daenerys Funko that I will be putting up here is Daenerys from Season 3, when she frees the Unsullied, one of the best Game of Thrones episodes ever. I think this looks really good. It's really cute.
Yeah, I love that shelf. It's really cute and such a nice homage to Mother.
Yeah, Mother of Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
So for this shelf, I'm low-key kind of thinking I just want it to go all the way to the end. Like I want this to be a very full shelf and I can just put the Funkos in front. So I'm gonna go grab some more books. These are some of the books that I'm going to be using to fill up the shelf. I've gathered these from all across my book journey, some from Barnes & Noble trips, some from the Facebook group that I'm in, which is Book Talk Baddies, where every Wednesday you can post your Amazon wish list and people can buy you a book. And then some of them just random books that I bought along the way. So let's put them on there. First up we have the 5th season. I haven't read this yet, but it sounds exactly like my type of book. It's kind of like an apocalyptic-y fantasy, so I would love that. I can't wait to start reading it. We have The Poppy War, which is another fantasy book that people rave about on Book Talk. I haven't read this either. We Hunt the Flame, which is a book that I heard about recently on Book Talk. I love when I get books recommended to me on Book Talk. This is another fantasy book that is inspired by ancient Arabia, which I can't wait to read because Spice Road was kind of like that. So I'm sure I'll love this one too. Next is Mortal Engines, which was made into a movie not that long ago. I did see it and I enjoyed it, so hopefully I like the book just as much, or more. Another Book Talk favorite, Six Crimson Cranes. I've heard this one is really good and it sounds really interesting to me. Sounds like my type of fantasy book. And the cover is gorgeous. So an attractive cover often leads me to want to read the book. And then, oh my god, that book keeps falling. And then we also have this book, which is also popular on TikTok. I don't know much about it, but the cover was gorgeous, and it's a fantasy book, so I got it. The final books for this shelf are Iron Widow and Circe. And there we have it, a very full bookshelf. The two Funkos that I'm going to put up here are Zuko and Azula.
Yeah, Azula's my Funko actually. Like, she's one of my favorite characters from Avatar. Such a bad bee.
And Zuko is one of my favorite characters from Avatar. Which side?
I also love Zuko too a lot.
He's sassy. Who could match with Zuko and Azula? So I wanted another Funko to put on there, so Ray suggested this one.
Another one of my Funkos. I love a good villain. Just a heartless, scary, monstrous villain. And it's mounted onto the horse thingy. Like, yes.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
Gosh, that looks so good.
I love that. This coming together so nicely.
It's true. This next shelf that you guys haven't seen yet is my Septimus Heap shelf by Angie Sage. One of my favorite series, if not my #1 favorite series ever. This series shaped me as a child. I read it in 6th grade, and it has stuck with me ever since. Another reason this series is so important to me is because the author Angie Sage and I are, I would say, friends, right?
Friends and pen pals.
Yeah. We write back and forth all the time. We follow each other on Twitter. And of course we DM back and forth pretty often too. We talk a lot. And she actually sent me the 4th Septimus Heap book, signed, with a cute little note. Hi Jordan, I hope this reached you safely and doesn't get stuck in the Tower of Forex, which is a thing from this book. Thank you for all the lovely Twitter comments. When I received this, it was amazing. Like, I literally almost had a breakdown. It was amazing. It was one of the happiest moments in my lives and one of my favorite memories. She did say more than that in this little letter, but that's private. That's between me and her. Now, she also sent little book plates with her signature, 6 others, that I was actually able to put inside the covers of my other Septimus Heap books. So technically, all of my Septimus Heap books are signed by Angie Sage. A fun fact about my Septimus Heap series is these books I have collected from various different bookstores, whether it is Barnes & Noble, used bookstores, gotten them from Angie Sage herself. It's just really cool because it's kind of like a little bit of a hodgepodge series that I've kind of thrown together. And I really like that because that's kind of the vibe that Septimus Heap gives. Like, thrown together, kind of messy, but also very friendly and hospitable. Now, I think I do want to keep this shelf the same. However, I'm going to move it down to the bottom because I want to put some other books on this shelf. So I think I figured out what I want to do for this shelf. On the bottom, I have an Angie Sage shelf, one of my favorite authors. So I think on this shelf, I think I want to do a Leigh Bardugo shelf. Which means I will be moving my top shelf, the beautiful top shelf, I have to break it apart, and move the Grishaverse books down here. So speaking of Leigh Bardugo, I am actually reading one of her books right now, The Familiar. I was lucky enough to receive an ARC of it, and I'm reading it before it comes out. It comes out in April. An ARC is an advanced reader copy. It's an acronym, which is kind of a book that publishers send out to people so they can read it before the book comes out, Sometimes they send it to people who can promote the book, like me on TikTok. They'll send it to people who enter giveaways. Sometimes they'll just send it to some random people that might want it. And it's just a really good way to get the book out there and get people talking about it before it actually comes out.
And sometimes it's digital, but sometimes you can be lucky enough to get a physical copy, although it will usually like specify.
This is an example of an ARC. This is my ARC of The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. At the top it says, advanced reading copy, April 2024, not for sale. Pretty sure you could probably get in a lot of trouble if you sell it before the book comes out, but I'm not gonna do that. These are my 2 copies of Rule of Wolves, the signed one. Here's Leigh Bardugo's signature. I was very lucky to get this. I bought it off of a local bookstore's website, a bookstore that she had recently visited, and I got it before anybody else did, so I'm very happy about that. And to be honest, I think it looks really, really pretty with the other ones, but part of me also wants to display it individually because it's signed, but I don't know. That's so pretty, I want to display it. But also,
Yeah, you should definitely display it.
I want to display this.
I'm sure you could do both. Can you lay some down?
Oh yeah, I'll lay this entire series actually. Yeah, that's just really pretty. I like that it's a graphic novel. Yeah, I think that looks really pretty though. Awesome. I finished my Leigh Bardugo shelf. I have Shadow and Bone, Six of Crows, King of Scars, my Demon in the Wood graphic novel, my original Shadow and Bone trilogy, the original print, and then my collector's edition of Shadow and Bone, and then also when I'm not reading it, The Familiar will go over here with this little box that the ARC came with that chocolates were inside of. One of the Funkos I'll be putting over here is Severus Snape, because he's kind of darkling coded. They're kind of like written in the same font, I think. I might get some hate for this, but Professor Snape is one of my favorite characters because he's so complex, he has so many layers. There's a lot of things that we think we know about him, but then we find out he has secrets, he has many secrets. There's just a lot to him, and I love a good character like that.
And his line delivery in the movies?
Yeah, Alan Rickman really popped off with his portrayal of Snape.
Alright, rest in peace.
Yeah. I'm bringing out my other Daenerys Funko, but this time she's on Drogon, not breathing fire. Now let's finish out with the top shelf. I know that I want A Court of Thorns and Roses to be on here. I just don't really know what else I want. I just discovered that my Celtic Tales book and my Merida Funko, the color, look at this color palette. It's literally perfect. It goes together so well. So these ones are definitely going up there. I just don't know where. I really want this cover to be facing out. I want everyone to see this gorgeous cover because they're fairy tales from Ireland, Scotland, England, and Wales. And coincidentally, Merida is from Scotland. So it's even more of a coincidence that these go together. There are some other books I want to include up here, some other books that are really popular on Book Talk. So these 2 books that I'm holding are Children of Blood and Bone and Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. These books are 2 that I am really excited to read. I'm planning on reading them this year. Starting with Children of Blood and Bone, this gorgeous cover, and of course it also has a gorgeous map. I am a sucker for a gorgeous map. I love this map, as I've mentioned like 1,000 times before. A good map makes me want to read a book even more, and this one has a great map. So I can't wait to start reading this. The synopsis sounds really cool. It's about a girl who lives in a magicless kingdom where she has to try and bring the magic back to life. 2 other books I have are very, very popular on Book Talk. It is The Priory of the Orange Tree and its prequel, A Day of Fallen Night. These are literal bricks. Like, look at this. Do you see how thick this is? I love the covers for these books, but they are literally weapons. Like, these things are enormous. Let's put them up there. I'm sure they're going to look absolutely gorgeous. This is a weapon.
Yeah, it is.
Like, you can hurt somebody with this.
Definitely.
Look how pretty it is. Wait. Because this is eating real bad. Look at this. Okay, wait. But it's still kind of bare up here. I'm thinking maybe more Funkos. Wait, oh my gosh, I have some really good Funkos that I could put up here. Okay, so Merida. Merida's Scottish. I have some other Scottish. Funkos, okay. We have Peter Capaldi as Doctor Who, the 12th Doctor, my favorite Doctor. We have Missy as, wait. And we have Michelle Gomez as Missy, who is also Scottish. So I think it will be kind of a really good idea to put them both up there with other Scottish Merida. So let's see how it looks. Yeah, that's giving a big serve, I think. And also, you know, I love me a good fake plant.
Is that a hydrangea?
No, this is actually a Nepali succulent from the mountains of the Nepali mountains.
Okay.
Yeah, from Nepal. And it is picked straight out of the ground, high up in the altitude mountains. So it's come to live here. That is it for the top shelf. The only thing I have left is my book stamp. I need to have easy access to it because I'm gonna be getting new books and everything, and I want to be able to stamp them. So I'm going to put it up on the top shelf. Actually, it actually fits perfectly up there on top of that book. We just finished the 5th and final shelf. Now let's take a step back and look at the finished product. So yeah, this is the finished product. My bookshelves look amazing. I feel like they're so full of life, so reflective of me. I have so many different characters, so many different books that really just reflect who I am, and I think it turned out perfectly.
Jordan, yes, girlfriend. I really love the way it turned out. I feel like each shelf is just perfect, 10 out of 10. I was a little worried when he told me he was gonna do this video because his bookshelf was so good before. I'm like, how are you gonna make it even better? But it has even exceeded my expectations. It's even better than the last iteration.
Dare I say it's actually even better than your bookshelf?
No, let's not take it that far.
Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it.
And if you could, please leave a comment about the video down below. Let us know what you think about the before and the after, which is better in your opinion. Also, let us know if you've read any of the books that Jordan mentioned in the video. I'm sure Jordan would love to hear about that.
I love talking about books.
You can recommend any books that you want Jordan to look into and Jordan to read. What are some of your favorite books? Anything we could have done differently or anything we could have done better? We love to hear your ideas. And yeah, so bye guys. We'll see you in the next video.